Hello, everyone. I'm going to get right into the virtue today. It's called Love is Stronger Than Death. I believe it's by Paul Tillich. In our time, as in every age, we need something which is stronger than death. Death has become powerful in our time, in individual human beings, in families, in nations, and in mankind as a whole. Death has become powerful. That is to say, that the end, the finite or finite, and the limitations and decay of our being have become visible. For nearly a century, this was concealed in Western civilization. We have become masters in our earthly household. Our control over nature and our social planning had widened the boundaries of our being. The affirmation of life had drowned out its negation, which no longer dared make itself heard, and which fled into the hidden anxiety of our hearts, becoming fainter and fainter. We forgot that we are finite, and we forgot the abyss of nothingness surrounding us. We kept the picture of death from our children, and when here and there in our neighborhood and in the world, mortal convulsions and the end became visible, our security was not disturbed. For us, these events were merely accidental and unavoidable, but they were not enough to tear off the lid which had fastened down over the abyss of our being. And suddenly the lid was torn off. The picture of death appeared, unveiled in a thousand forms. As in the late Middle Ages, the figure of death appeared in pictures, in poetry, and the dance of death with every living being was painted and sung. So our generation, the generation of world wars, revolutions, and mass migrations, rediscovered the reality of death. We have seen millions die in wars, hundreds of thousands in revolutions, tens of thousands in persecutions, and systematic purges of minorities. But who can bear to look at this picture? Only he who can look at another picture behind and beyond it, the picture of love. For love is stronger than death. Every death means parting, separation, isolation, opposition, and not participation. So it is, too, with the death of nations, the end of generations, and the atrophy of souls. Our souls become poor and disintegrate insofar as we want to be alone, insofar as we bemoan our misfortunes, nurse our despair, and enjoy our bitterness, yet turn coldly away from the physical and spiritual needs of others. Love overcomes separation and creates participation in which there is more than that which the individuals involved can bring to it. Love is the infinite. Love is the infinite which is given to the finite. Therefore we love in others, for we do not merely love others, but we love the love that is in them and which is more than their or our love. In mutual assistance, what's more important is not the alleviation of need, but the actualization of love. Of course, there is no love which does not want to make the other's needs its own. But there is also no true help which does not spring which does not spring from love and create love. Those who fight against death and disintegration through all kinds of relief agencies know this. Often very little external help is possible, and the gratitude of those who receive help is first and always gratitude for love, and only afterwards gratitude for help. Love, not help, is stronger than death, but there is no love which does not become help. Where help is given without love, their new suffering grows from the help. It is love, human and divine, which overcomes death in nations and generations and in all the horror of our time. Help has become almost impossible in the face of the monstrous powers which we are experiencing. Death is given power over everything finite. Especially in our period of history. But death is no given power over love. Love is stronger. It creates something new out of the destruction caused by death. It bears everything and overcomes everything. It is at work. It is at work where the power of death is strongest in a war and persecution and homelessness and hunger and physical death itself. It is omnipresent here and there in the smallest and the most hidden ways, as in the greatest and most visible ones. It rescues life from death. It rescues each of us. For love is stronger than death.